about the dream, I picked up that something was eerie around, or was an eerie feeling around the Empire State Building. Next is section 1, letter I. Here's my proof or evidence that show my intuition stories in this segment at all come to pass. Number 1 is S11IS. I believe S11IS was about the coming terrorist attack in September 11, 2001, and I believe S11IS was fulfilled on 9/11. I will read a Wikipedia article that speaks about the fulfillment of my intuition story. 9/11 consisted of a series of coordinated terrorist suicide attacks by Islamic extremists upon the United States of America. Number 2 is S12IS. I believe S12IS was about the coming Indian Ocean tsunami. I believe S12IS was fulfilled in December 26, 2004. Here's a BBC News report that talks about the fulfillment of my intuition story. A magnitude 9.3 earthquake ripped apart the seafloor off the coast of northwest Sumatra. More than 200,000 people lost their lives on this day. And I have the BBC News article about that tsunami that washed over 200,000 people into the ocean. Number 3 is S13IS. I believe S13IS was about the coming explosion at a U.S. military base in Iraq. I believe S13IS was fulfilled in December 21st, 2004. Here's a BBC News report that speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. U.S. suffered worst Iraq attack yet. 19 U.S. soldiers have been killed in an explosion at a U.S. military base in Mosul, making it the worst single incident for U.S. military in Iraq. And here's a BBC News article about this dream, or about this intuition I picked up, about hearing an explosion sound. Number 4 is S14IS. I believe S14IS was about the coming Katrina incident. I believe S14IS was fulfilled in August 29, 2005. I will read a BBC News article that speaks about the fulfillment of my intuition story. Reports of murder, rape, and violence among the thousands trapped in New Orleans shelters in the wake of Hurricane Katrina shocked the world. I have a news article or a picture about that incident. As you see there, multitudes of people outside of the Superdome, and inside the Superdome there were reports of rape, murder, and all other terrible things that have taken place inside the Superdome after Hurricane Katrina had blown over New Orleans. Also, I have another picture here that shows people trying to tell the state trooper about the terrible things that's going on in broad daylight. And as you see there, the state trooper are just continuously driving down the streets there. And as you see, people is trying to get the state trooper attention. And as you see, the state trooper are not listening to anyone during this time, or at this time. Number 5 is S15IS. I believe S15IS was about the coming Virginia Tech shooting. I believe S15IS was fulfilled in April 16, 2007. Here's an MS News report that wrote about the fulfillment of my intuition story. Charles Hughes, 23, a senior English major at Virginia Polytech Institute and State University in Blacksburg, killed 32 people in 2 attacks before taking his own life. And I have the MSN article about this person that shot the people at Virginia Tech. Number 6 is S16IS. I believe S16IS was about the coming Peru earthquake. I believe S16IS was fulfilled in August 15, 2007. Here's a BBC News piece that talks about the fulfillment of my intuition story. The governor of Peru has made an emergency appeal for more tents for the 200,000 people made homeless by the devastating earthquake. In addition, many people had died. I think it was over 500 people. And here's the BBC News article about that Peru earthquake, which to me was the fulfillment of my intuition. hand to feeling something very bad or something big was going to take place on my side of the planet, and Peru is south of the border of America. Number 7 is S17IS. I believe S17IS was about the coming death of my brother Tazel. I believe S17IS was sadly fulfilled in November 5th, 2007. Here's a little pamphlet about, death of my brother here, as you see there. It was a very bad day. And I believe my intuition, gut feeling about something bad was going to happen to my family came to pass. Okay. Number 8 is S18IS. I believe S18IS was about the coming presidency of Barack Hussein Obama. I believe S18IS was fulfilled in January 2009 when Obama was sworn in as America's 44th president and America's first black president. The next and last number in this segment is the number 9. Number 9 is the last number in letter I, section 1. Number 9 is S19IS. I believe S19IS was about the coming confirmation of Hillary Rodham Clinton as the new Secretary of State, and I believe S19IS was also fulfilled in January 2009. Next is section 1, letter M. Here's my proof of evidence that showed my dream in this segment had all come to pass. Number 1 is S11MD. I believe S11MD was about the coming Hurricane Katrina incident, and I believe S11MD was fulfilled in 2005. Here's a BBC News piece which talks about the fulfillment of my dream. On September 29, 2005, the city police chief spoke of babies being raped. Mayor Ray Nagin told stories of Superdome evacuees watching hooligans killing people, raping people. Next, and here's the article about what was going on during Hurricane Katrina. Next is section 1, letter P. Here's my proof of evidence that showed my dreams in this segment had all come to pass. Number 1 is S11PD. S11PD was fulfilled in 2005. Here's a BBC News article which speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. On April 3, 2005, Pope John Paul III, Pope John Paul II, the third longest serving pontiff in history, has died at the age of 84. And here's a BBC News article about Pope John Paul II, who had died. The next and last number in this segment is the number 2. Number 2 is the last number in letter P, section 1. Number 2 is S12PD. I believe S12PD was about the coming arrival of Pope Benedict to New York City, and I believe S12PD was fulfilled in 2008. I will read it in About.com news report which speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. On April 19, 2008, the 5th day of his first apostolic journey to the United States, Pope Benedict XVI became the first apostolic ever to celebrate a Mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. While the Mass limited to 2,200 priests and male and female religious, it was in some way even more impressive than the public Mass that the Holy Father held at National Stadium in Washington, D.C. and Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And I have, let's see. Next is section 1, letter R. Here's my proof of evidence that showed my dream in this segment had all come to pass. Number 1 is S11RD. S11RD was fulfilled in 2003. Here's a BBC News article which talks about the fulfillment of my dream. On October 13, 2003, a Russian Navy captain has launched an outspoken attack on the equipment used to tow a nuclear submarine which sank in the Barents Sea, killing 9 people. And here's the BBC News report about the fulfillment of my dream here, as you see there. And remember in this dream I've spoken about that I seen a man in black uniform. Okay, this is the person I seen. Then beside the man who wore all black, I seen a black bear. Well, the black bear symbolized Russia. And this is what I dreamt about, and that's why I believe this dream came to pass. And also